Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. This is part 2 of this series. And I'm going to do one thing a little different. If you look at this barb, it's been curved, and this one's not because it's on a straighter surface. So we're going to see if that makes any difference. But we're going to do some embellishment to make this thing quite a bit better for engraving or even printing. So if you didn't watch part 1, you'd be a little bit lost, but we're going to do this. And I'm going to take the artistic media tool. I've got it selected. I'm going to save this one, and I'm going to call it just 111. Doesn't really matter unless you're going to use it again. It'll be saved in here. And then I'm going to put it on our path. Whoop. That didn't work. Get back to the artistic media pin. Put it on our path. And then I've got to make it either smaller or bigger. And you can see it worked pretty well. Now my lines are a little bit thin in this part. So I'm going to make them a little bit thicker. Now what I want to do is I want to ungroup this or select it all and go up to object and break the artistic media apart. That's going to give us this object. My nudge factor is set on 340 millimeters, so I'm going to nudge that out of the way. I'm actually going to take each one of these, and they're grouped together, so I've got to go to Object, Group, and ungroup it, and then grab this one and move it up. Well, I've got to ungroup it again. Sometimes Corel does that because I want just that one. And because I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to take my shape tool, and because I've ungrouped everything, my nodes show up, because if you ever have nodes that don't show up, and you want to make sure this is dead on, and then we're going to take the virtual segment delete key, so that makes that path. And then we're going to take this lower one and do the exact same thing, and because there's going to be 2 different colors. And there's a couple of ways to do this, but a lot of times you're going to get leaks if you do it just fill it in with the Smart Fill tool. So now we're going to fill them in with the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to make this one black. And what that did, it sealed up all our leaks, and I'm going to move it over. And then I'm going to take this one and make it a gray. Make sure I'll put a rectangle around here in a second to stop it. So there's the gray and the black. I'm going to nudge that over and down. So we've got this intertwisted item. Now what I want to do is, you can see that the black is on top, okay? So I'm actually going to take the black, just for grins, and put it on top. So I'm going to go to Object, Order, Front of Page, and now you can see the black's on top. That would be cool enough within itself, but we want it to look like it's twisted. So I'm going to take a rectangle, and I've done many videos on this. So you've got your rectangle or your square selected. I'm going to shift select the black, and I'm going to intersect. And what that did, that gave us that. Now I'm going to skip and do every other one. You just want to make sure that you have all these corners selected. So we got the box selected. I'm going to select the black and hit intersect, and then I'm going to move that over. So there's kind of that. Using the same box, I want to skip that one and go to here. Just as long as you have, like, kind of hard to explain, all 4 corners done. And this would be a good one to have a hotkey for, I'm going to shift select the black for the intersect tool, so you would have to go up there and do this. And then we're going to skip that one and go here. I've got it selected. I'm going to select the black, shift select the black. And then I think I need one more, so we're going to skip that one and go to here. It's selected. I'm going to shift select the black and intersect it and move it over there. Now what I'm going to do is get rid of my item. I'm going to take my gray now and go up to Object, order front of page. So now the gray's on top, but if we take all these and go up to object order front of page and nudge them over, now it appears that it's going over and under. So it looks like it's twisted. Now we're going to go ahead and group that together. And if I nudged right, see that's our path. It's going to be right there. I'm going to take a barb. I ended up not saving one, but we can take one of these barbs, go up to object, break curve. Whoa, maybe just ungroup it. No. You know what we do is left click, right click, just to steal that barb. We can use the Smart Fill tool and go from there to there. Make sure you hit from node to node, and then take the Smart Fill tool on black. And now we made a new object. So now what I'm going to do, I can actually physically move this one without nudging. And I'm going to get to our interlocking pattern. My barb's a little bit too big, so I'm going to just reduce it in size. And I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard, and I'm going to make a duplicate of that. Now I'm going to select both those, and I'm going to go to Object, Blend, and let's say blend them 6 times. Well, you know what? There's 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm going to start right here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that cross. I've already got 2, so I need 7. I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to go right here to blend new path and put it on this path. Now they won't be in the exact right spot. I'm going to blend along full path and rotate each object. So we have that. Now what I can do is go up to object and break the blend apart. Then I can take my path and just nudge it out of the way, and I can take these and nudge them over. Now, they're not in the right spot, but we can move them. So we're going to take this one and just move it here. We're going to take this one and move it here. I'm going to move them first, and then I'm going to, okay, that's still in a group. So go group, ungroup. So what I want the barbs where the wires are crossing. That kind of, in a way, eliminates our, and I actually need one more. And you don't have to have that many. And then you can rotate them. The only problem with this, it does kind of hide the fact that it's going under, over. But just kind of rotate these guys and move them around. And by doing this, or we could have not blended them and just placed them on here. When you double click and you don't hit that X, you get the shape tool, and that's part of Corel, the way it's supposed to work. So that looks pretty good. Now, once again, I didn't make my line thick enough. I wish I would have made this line quite a bit thicker. I wonder if I could fix it. Now I should just have the gray line. There's really no way to thicken it, but we could put a 2 millimeter, well, that's too much. I don't even know what I picked. 2 millimeter, that looks pretty good. And then we can make it gray. It's quite a bit thicker now. We can do this and make it thicker. I think I did 2. We've got a little, because we did this after the fact, well, no, it's good. It looks like it's going, that almost kind of shows you that it's going over. Then that might actually help. And what I would maybe take this gray one and right click, give it a, well, that's really the outline that's making it thicker. There's several ways to do that, but I would start off with a thicker line. But that's going to engrave slightly. It's going to look like a gray. And if it, one thing that's neat about this if you would engrave this black on your, say, put it where you want it, then move that out of the way and put this back and engrave that. And if it's not quite dark enough, so you would take this off the page or just have this selected and run this twice. So that would be just kind of make it look a little better. And I really wish I would have made the line bigger to start with. I don't know that I can make it. You know, that doesn't look half bad. No, that didn't really look half bad. But if you would have made it thick enough to begin with, it would look like that. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching, or anybody in the future.